Well, summer break is in full swing and it's a busy time for families with kids, and several kids' sleep habits change during summer while school is out. So this afternoon, sleep expert Tara Hess from Tulsa Pediatric Sleep Consulting is back with us to share her advice on children and changing their sleep habits for summer. So the first question is it okay to let kids maybe stay up later in the summer or even sleep in later in the mornings?
Yeah, if we're talking about school-age kids, yes. I think that's okay. That's okay. I wouldn't let it change much from their school time schedule, maybe vary by an hour or so. Now, if they're under school age, under the age of 5 or 6, I would not recommend that, but I think it works okay for school age and above, as long as, you're not letting your child sleep so late in the morning that then they're not going to bed that night, and they're still getting the right amount of sleep. So school age children still need about 10 to 11 hours of uninterrupted sleep every night. So, if they go to bed later and they'll still sleep their 10 to 11 hours and not wake up until, whatever time they wake up, then that works for them and that's okay.
Then you're okay.
Yes.
That's good, but only for school-age kids. The younger ones need to stay
pretty much on their schedule most of the time, yes.
Okay. Now, during the day, what would be some things that parents can do maybe to help the kids sleep better at night? Because there's a lot to do in summer,
Yeah.
But what are some things, some tips about keeping kids busy during the day?
There's tons of stuff that parents can do during the day that's going to help their child sleep better at night or keep them from sleeping well at night throughout the year, but even some specific ones for summer. I would say keep them on their, a regular meal time. You don't want meals to be all over the place. When we eating at regular times, even snacks, can really affect your circadian rhythm, your body clock. So keeping all those meals and snacks at regular time intervals will help them sleep better at night. Thinking about food, caffeine, obviously we want to really avoid later in the day, especially for kids. Specifically during the summer, I always say keep them very hydrated, which a lot of people know drinking water is so important for you for so many reasons, but they don't realize how much it has to do with sleep. So if you don't drink enough water, it's going to alter your hormone levels, which is going to really alter your sleep in a negative way. So drink lots of water in the earlier part of the day and then not let them drink too much right before bed, obviously, or they'll have to go to the bathroom.
Yes, then they'll be waking up.
Yes.
I had no idea about the eating. That is so interesting. And then if we shift bedtime for the older kids, when do we start to shift it back, getting ready for school? Is there a good time in between to kind of get that transition started?
Yeah, and it's probably earlier than parents want it to be or think it should be, but I always suggest about 2 to 3 weeks before school starts, because our body clocks, our circadian rhythms, don't move very fast. They can move by about 15 minutes at a time, and especially when we're moving from later to earlier, trying to shift in that direction, can be really hard for their body clocks. So you want to start about 2 to 3 weeks ahead of time, and every 2 or 3 days shift it about 15 minutes earlier. That way, by the time school starts, you're already on that schedule. I actually like to see them on their school schedule about 2 to 3 days before school starts, and if you do that, you'll be set to go. Yeah.
Do you have any tips on how to get kids excited for that? Because they're probably
excited to go to bed earlier?
Gosh, yeah.
I wish. No.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Well, thank you so much for coming in today. We appreciate your time, and we'll see you next month.
Okay, thanks.